Well, I have to commend the bus service from Harrogate. They've had a bus service to Knaresborough for a very long time, and the Aspin bus, once an hour, is extended to reach Boroughbridge, which is actually significantly further than I thought from Knaresborough. Basically, if you get past Grimbold Bridge and to the Ring Road, but instead of heading sort of south, I suppose, south and west, you head north, you'll find that the Ring Road isn't really a ring road at all. It sort of covers about a third. It covers everywhere between Bond End in Knaresborough and the end of Leeds Road. And if you go north, you find that it drifts off towards the east, towards York, I suppose, and you get to sort of the Great Divide, which is the motorway that literally runs through Leeds, comes out of Leeds heading sort of pretty much due north, and comes between us and York. And if you basically cross over that motorway, you have to head up it as well. We did in a bus. It was fantastic. Then on the other side, I suppose north, it would be northeast, slightly northeast of Knaresborough, I suppose slightly southwest of York, you get here, and this is Boroughbridge. And what I like about it is that the Zone 1, which takes you to Knaresborough, is now extended to here for the same price, which is that is unbelievable value for money. To think that I can travel, basically between Killinghall in the north west and over here, it is quite amazing. So here I am, and I'm going to do a small little day trip here. So the bus actually goes as far as a place called Kirby Hill, which is, I think, in this direction at the top here. I imagine it then turns around and comes back. So it does in fact go through this little sort of place, which is known as Langthorpe or Langthorne or something like that. Now there are two distinct rivers going on here. One of them's the which is that one, which is a big river, and the other looks to me very much like a man-made canal, which may even be siphoned off the main channel. I don't know. There's another little bridge there. I'm just sort of walking around here really. Boroughbridge is back over there. I've got an hour before the next bus goes, because they only go once an hour, and it is almost an hour journey from Harrogate to get here. Bear in mind we go via Knaresborough, Aspin, the Ring Road and the motorway in order to get here, so they actually make extremely good timing. It's good value for money. That's fantastic that they've included this in Zone 1. I mean, they've changed the name, they call it Harrogate Plus now, but it is basically just an extension to the east, a large extension to the east of the Zone 1 that they used to do. And I have treated myself this week, and I will next week, to a weekly Zone 1. It's £19 for the week, so the whole thing under £40. I'm using, yeah, you see the canal does run straight into the river there. So I'm using my golden bowl and supplementing it with a £10 sort of gift to myself. That is awesome, that is. I like Boroughbridge. I like it. I do like it. I know there are some walks as well on the other side of town, which I won't have time to look at today. That sort of side of town's quite old. It's Roman, I believe, in its foundations. So you may well find that I come back to Boroughbridge later on this week. I'm just going to go along here and see. Now I bet this canal I bet this creates a sort of island here. I bet this is a kind of island, because I bet you that the canal is a safe route for the boats to avoid that weir. I think that's what it'll be. Because you can see it cordoned off here. So it'll be a man-made canal that just turns this place, this little bit here, between those two bridges there, into a little island. How fantastic! How absolutely fantastic! Now, I need to sort of work my way back, take a few snaps, have something to eat before I head back to the bus stop. See, I think that bridge along there, I think that goes up to Kirby Hill. I could be wrong. I could be wrong there. But I think that's, you know, the whole thing is not very big at all. Anyway, enough of the incessant chatter. I just want to test my theory, because I'm now on the other side of the bridge, you see. So that's the air, and our canal is just over the other side. I just wonder if I head up here for a little bit. I won't head up for long, I haven't got time to do this. But I would just like to see if the two meet on the other side. With the canal not being very far over that way, I imagine it meets sort of at the head of this bend. I just want to test that theory out. Well, this is the head, because that, you can see, is the bank of the man-made canal there. This is the river, and the distance between them now is very, very little. But I wonder if there's a little peninsula on the end here. I have to, as soon as I can see what's around this corner, I have to turn back. Otherwise I shall never manage to do anything more. But it looks to me like it's just a little peninsula now on the east side of this island. I imagine somewhere down where that tree is at the bottom, the two, where are we? See, yeah, there we are, the two must converge, making this an island connected by the two bridges at the end. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Now, there's only one other thing that I wanted to check out, really. I am going to have to come back here. But I saw a church that was quite central, and on the other side, over there, I imagine it's called St. James, because that seems to be the name I'm seeing on walls, you know, St. James Road, St. James Square. So I'd like to get a few snaps of that. In order to get there, I have to cross the little sort of town centre bit, I suppose you'd call it. They felled this tree. That, to me, doesn't look cut. That looks like it was snapped, like it fell down. Because if you look at the bit on the back, that's old, that's cracked, and it's become unsafe and they've had to take it down, would be my thought. That whole thing there is one tree. It's split at the bottom, at the base, but that, you know, creating a second bough. But this here is only half the tree, basically. It looks like they've been forced to take down half the tree because it became unstable. Interestingly, this tree was getting, I mean, if you look round there, that's not been sawed, that's been broken. Some of these things have snapped, and you can see the upper bits here not looking terribly healthy. So They probably did the tree a favour in the long run. That one will probably live twice as long now. But there's a hell of a lot of wood everywhere. Beautiful wood as well. Really, they should have possibly preserved some of that. I don't know if they can use it for logging or making furniture or what, but obviously these trees here, you can see one there, these are old. I mean, that is very old, and you can see from the material around it, it's still alive, but the main trunk obviously broke many years ago. But that is old. Suitably, we've got another old tree here. To me they look a little bit beachy, but I can't tell because they have haven't yet been able to get close enough to see anything in the way of leaves. That's really difficult to tell on this one. Could be some sort of sycamore, I suppose, but anyway, it's an old tree. Whatever it is, it's an old tree. Willows along here, under the shade of a weeping willow. These are not quite as old, but you can see some birch there, silver birch. Good heavens. But you can see there's quite an array here, just in this little small area of woodland. Some of it old. I mean, probably not, as old as the town, if it has Roman origins, like part of it claims. But certainly old enough for these trees to have been here when it started developing a sort of modern day Boroughbridge, I suppose.